Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing a brew challenge from the Patreon subscriber 93, and this is Eldrazi Food Chain. This is, of course, Food Chain combo. Exile a creature you control, add X mana of any one color where X is 1 plus the exiled creature's mana value. Spend this only to cast creatures. Eternal Scourge allows you to cast it from exile. This is infinite creature mana if you have Food Chain plus Eternal Scourge together. With that infinite creature mana, we can cast more Eternal Scourges, which each trigger Glaring Fleshraker twice. That's a win. We don't even need anything else. There's no Walking Ballista, no Emrakul. Who cares? The other cards in the deck are mana to get all these things going. Some lock pieces, Disruptor Flute, Karn Silex, and Trinisphere, all ways to protect what I'm doing that don't bother what I'm doing. Thought-Knot Seer is a Thoughtseize that also works with our Eldrazi fast mana. Kozilek's Command, of course, interaction, card selection, win condition, whatever you need it to be. This card's messed up. And I wanted some big stuff to do with the mana if we weren't comboing off. And then Serum Powder. This is a fun one we get to play. If it's in your opening hand and you could mulligan, you can exile your whole hand to draw that many cards and then continue to mulligan from there. This puts Eternal Scourge into exile, where you get access to it. You could cast it from exile. It's kind of like mulligan draw card, and the card you draw happens to be one of your two combo pieces. I don't know if this is actually good, but it's certainly fun, and I'm going to explore the space. And the fallback here is, if the opponent stays ready for Food Chain, you can just hit them with Fleshraker, Thought-Knot Seer, and your 3/3s. And then also, if you win game 1 with Food Chain, you could board the combo stuff out, bring in a pile of Reality Smashers, and just actually be Eldrazi. Leave your opponent holding a piece of interaction for a card you don't even have. The appeal of any build of Food Chain is that you get to be kind of a cool creature deck with this whole combo thing happening in the background. And Eldrazi, currently one of the best creature decks. Let's see if we can make the two get along. This is 93's Eldrazi Food Chain. I'm on the draw here. I am missing green mana for Food Chain and a payoff, but I really like this Cloud Post hand. I have a turn 2 Trinisphere or Silex. And then Silex is also Pernicious Deed, so you get them both. Oh my god. Well, if we're up against Burn, this could get ugly. That means, well, actually, Trinisphere could be really good against Burn, depending on opponent's follow-up. Swiftsteer can do steady damage. I don't expect a second creature here, because I think that Swiftspear was just drawn, or else it would have been played on turn 1. Okay, I'm going to gain 2 life off Glimmer Post, then play Trinisphere, and hope that buys me enough time to game. Glimmer Post, gain 2. Reball. That makes Prowess a lot worse. If opponent doesn't have land number 3 available, this might be even better than that. Boo, boo. What's the follow-up? Skewer the Critics, okay. Thought-Knot Seer will look at the last 2 cards in that hand over there, and then also block the Swiftspear. And now we squeeze our cheeks for these final 9 points of life. I have to take Fire Blast, because that clears the Thought-Knot. I mean, that would be the last spell they cast ever. And I will totally trade Thought-Knot Seer for Swiftspear and Bolt if opponent wants to attack. I do really need somewhere to go at this point, like a Kozilek's Command, a One Ring, something to really get it started. Alright, game on. I committed to this life. I accept it. Yeah, you get to draw a card, but it cycles off. All right, land number 4 doesn't matter. That's not how Trinisphere math works. Lands 4 and 5 don't matter unless you hit land 6. Cloud Post. I'll play Scourge and Silex here. Opponent probably doesn't have fetch lands. Fetch lands turn on Grim Lavamancer and Searing Blaze, which are not cards that every version of Burn would play. This reads, players can't pay life to cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. That's primarily fetch lands and Force of Will in Legacy terms. Alright, deck. I'll run out a second Trinisphere. I'm dead to Price of Progress anyway. I'm just casting my spells at this point. Gotta win somehow. Attack. I think Kozilek's Command is the card I want most right now. Goblin Guide snuck that one in on me. Disruptor Flute, top card on my deck. Oh no, that doesn't help. And I could Disruptor Flute naming Price of Progress. That would make it cost 6. That's just the card I'm most worried about, and I'll pass the turn here. I could Silex for 1, clear the Goblin Guide, and keep pushing damage. I feel like that's not a way to win the game. Bolt Wave. All right, I'm at 4. A Glimmer Post is a huge draw. I got a couple more of those in the deck. Food Chain. Okay. I guess. And I have so much mana that there's no way this possibly matters. I'm just going to pass the turn and hope to top deck Glaring Fleshraker. Uh-oh, 6 mana. We're there. Is the 1 card in hand price of progress. Oh my god. Here we go. Or Hardcast Fire Blast. Nice. All right. Draw a card. All right, we weren't winning that one. I'm playing against Be Excellent, who is doing a lot of work in the budget-friendly space in Legacy. This is probably like a $150 deck he's playing right now. A Disruptor Flute would name Price of Progress. My sideboard is not for burn. In Reality Smasher, I could bring that in and push back. Like Disruptor Flute, I'm basically just guessing. Trinisphere is actually really good. I'm not bringing Dismember here. I don't think they're going to cast 3 spells in a turn, and if they do, I'm already dead. It doesn't matter. I think I'll bring in 2 Smashers over these 2 Flutes. And now that I know what my opponent's doing, and I won't really have time to noodle around, I have to use my mulligans and powders to have a really good hand, not just a fine one. Oh no, I just realized I put the wrong Ugin in my deck. This is supposed to be Ugin the... Ah, shit. I meant the one that exiles things on cast. Well, I hope that saves me at some point, because that is not what I meant. Okay, I've got 2 food chains, a Scourge in this hand. I don't really want to powder this hand, though the Scourge is there, and this hand is bad. All right, I'll powder this. Oh no, am I all in on turn 2 Trinisphere? I don't think so. That can't be good enough. Or turn 2 Trinisphere plus Eternal Scourge follow-up. All right, I'll try it. This is my best card in the matchup, unfortunately. And I have the Cloud Post into Glimmer Post set up for it. Bolt Wave. Okay. Actual follow-up spell this time. That's good. 3-ball on the play. Much better than on the draw. And opponent had a creature last time before the 3-ball. Now they don't. Yeah, we got a nice little turn pass there. Planar Nexus. Love to see it. All right, I'll play Nexus, and that lets Cloud Post cast Eternal Scourge straight up. Next turn I can do big Kozilek's Command stuff. Blood Moon is not a card I want to play against. I hope they don't have that one. 3-mana Lava Spike. Let's go. Come on, deck. If there was ever a time to help me out, this is it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thought Not Seer. What are those other 5 cards? Price of Progress, a bunch of Lava Spikes. I'll take the Price of Progress, of course. I am currently winning this damage race. And Eternal Scourge has the additional text. When it becomes a target of a spell or ability, exile it. If they feel like they're behind the damage race and try to remove this, I'll just recast it. It comes right back. Ooh, a creature. I can handle that with Kozilek's Command. Serum Powder. This does have other words. You can cast it for 3 and it taps for colorless. I don't think I'm going to be doing that, but I do just want to point out that exists. Crush. Hopefully what happens this turn cycle is opponent plays a thing to get a prowess trigger. I can exile the creature. I don't want to exile the creature. I'll just make a million blockers. Yeah, that's way better. It doesn't trample. Kozilek's Command. Target player scries X, draws a card. Target player makes X 0/1s. I choose me for both modes. X equals 8. That's a lot of cards. Okay. Food Chain is here, but I've missed on Fleshraker. Okay, they don't want to play anymore. Okay, sweet. Early Trinisphere, pretty good, we've learned. Yeah, there's still not really any sideboard here. Well, this is the wrong Ugin. That should probably just be a Reality Smasher. This is supposed to be the life gain Ugin. My B. I will play this game now. Having Disruptor Flutes in, just to name Price of Progress, I could understand if anyone wants to take that position. I'm not going to be doing it, though. The One Ring is here. I'm on the draw. I do only have 2 Trinispheres, despite having it at turn 2 both of the last 2 games. That's not actually a major feature in my deck. I think I have to mulligan this. Ancient Tomb hurts too bad in the matchup. There's nothing helping the Cloud Post. With Planar Nexus, I'd keep it turn 2 One Ring, but that's not actually there. Mulligan. Okay, just a pretty solid Eldrazi hand here. Blocker on 2, Thought Knot on 3. I'm going to keep and bottom Yavimaya. Uh-oh, a sticky creature. I would so much rather see Bolt Wave than this. Serum Powder, top card of the deck. That's where you want that one. Powdering this hand would have been insane. Just draw 2 cards. Goblin Guide fed me an Eldrazi Temple. Undid my mulligan, sucker. Bolt Wave. There's Food Chain. Eternal Scourge. This can block the Goblin Guide or eat a spell, so Goblin Guide can keep attacking. A burn that keeps 7 on the play, and I have no way to disrupt it. That's the 3 strikes. I'm out. A Lightning Bolt targeting Scourge. Okay. So that does net me 1 life, but it does make my combo harder because I need another 3 mana before Food Chain does anything. Goblin Guide, Glaring Fleshraker on top of the deck. Well, that's everything. I need to survive long enough here. That's all of it. I'm at 8, or I'm at 11. I'm at 8. I was predicting the Lightning Bolt. Okay. So Planar Nexus is good for 2 mana here, and it's the green I need for Food Chain. Nexus, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play Thought Knot Seer. If these 8 life points hold up, I actually do have Ascend next turn. Fire Blast, Smash, Pop. While I take Price of Progress, Smash doesn't do anything right now. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. They have a Fire Blast in their hand. Okay. This is tight. They drew a land. Okay, so I have real information here. They might have to use Fire Blast on Glaring Fleshraker just to not die. Oh, Ayavugan's messed up. That's worth a lot of mana this turn. Okay. Ayavugan. I should not have bled on that. Already making mistakes. It's fine. 1, 2. Green. Oh, I should attack first. Hold on. Is that going to happen? I don't want them drawing a card. That was... I'm out of my mind right now. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay, I'm just going to dump out a bunch of dopes and go off next turn. Okay, Fleshraker costs 1. Scourge costs 1. Ping you. Definitely should have tapped Eldrazi Temple. Playing super tight here. Yeah, if we can get the Fire Blast on the hook here, yeah, just to do literally anything, I'll take it. Okay. The Fire Blast was spent doing very little. I can go, oh, I don't want to play. I actively do not want to play the Serum Vision, or Serum Powder, even though I could. Eternal Scourge. And move to combat. Attack with Thought Knot Seer. Okay, I'm bigger than my opponent now. I played that turn like shit, but we'll see. Opponent will have to draw lands and spells to turn this one around. Kozilek's Command. You don't say. I'm already dead to Price of Progress, so the Eldrazi Temple is money. My Eternal Scourges have pseudo-vigilance, because I can play Food Chain, exile the Scourges, replay the Scourges. Attack with everybody. Second main. I'm going to go 1, 2, filter a green, 3, play Food Chain, exile Eternal Scourge, play it. It's just for the vigilance. Exile Eternal Scourge, play it. And here I can't use this creature mana on Kozilek's Command. Kozilek's Command, I could go for 1, 2, 3. I could command for 3 right now. Get 3 looks at winning the game. I guess I win the game in combat next turn anyway. A target player makes X spawns. Target player scries X draws a card. Me and me. 1, 2, 3. X is currently 3. I have to leave 1 colorless in case I find a Fleshraker. But I could cast any creature here. Opponent said GG's. We're not quite there. But you know your hand better than I do. Okay. Hand must not have been good enough to beat this, even if I miss. Cool. We beat Burn. This is probably a terrible matchup. But the Eldrazi side of the deck, just the prison side, regardless of the combo, came out strong.
The NYSE Open is returning on June 6, 2026 to Long Island, New York. This proxy-friendly vintage tournament has the guaranteed prize pool of 8 pieces of Power 9 to be drafted by the top 8 based on final standings. Any additional profits made from the event will be added to the prize pool as on-site vendor credit. This tournament has been great the last 2 years. How often do you get to act sad about winning just a time walk? You know I'll be there. See you at the NYSE Open on June 6 on Long Island, New York. Use my link in the video description or find the New York Stacks Exchange on melee.gg.
I am on the play in round 2. I have a turn 2 1 ring. We keep those. I'm going to lay it on tower because Nexus and Post are both cloud posts for the other thing, but tower only goes off with planar Nexus, which is a strange way to say. I would rather have planar Nexus in play if my opponent has exactly one wasteland. Opponent has Mold of 5. I hope that doesn't mean they're on Oops All spells, because I actually could react to Oops All spells with this hand. With Eldrazi Temple, target them for 0 after they flip their deck. Oh, okay. Game on. It's not Oops All spells. Might be worse, though. The One Ring. And I'd like to draw a card. Pass the turn. Okay, we're in some sort of Urza's Tower mirror, where I have the first One Ring, but if their deck is built to actually go nuts, like a Mystic Forge deck, or, have something like Karn, this could not necessarily work my way. Yeah, I'm a hybrid combo deck. If they're a dedicated combo deck, then might just outdo me here. Sorceress Spyglass. Fascinating. Okay. All right, so I have Ugin this turn. If my plan is to cast Fleshraker and Kozilek's Command, which I think it is, I have Ugin is worth more mana than any of the other lands I could play. Right, I have Ugin. Fleshraker costs 1. I'm going all the way in on Kozilek's Command here. Target player scries X and makes spawns. Target me, target me. This is for 3 thanks to I. And it's worth a bunch of damage. More Fleshrakers. Interesting. Is this how I'm going to win this game? Bottom Serum Powder. Top. Deal a bunch of damage. Fleshraker. Deal some more damage. And pass the turn. This Sorceress Spyglass may or may not actually do anything. And I can activate Eye of Ugin next turn. They can Spyglass the Eye of Ugin, obviously. That works. One ring. Okay. Well, you're not dying this turn, I guess. Karn is, though. Chalice on 0. Okay. Not a card I care about, but I understand why you'd be interested. Karn's making a wish. Might as well. It's about to be gone. Walking Ballista. That's solid, I guess. Yeah, I will attack Karn. And the Eldrazi in my deck I can tutor for are Thought-Knot Seer and the 4th Fleshraker, or Eternal Scourge. Not a whole lot going on there. Oh, right. That unlocks my One Ring. Sick. I get that going too. Okay. Thought-Knot Seer. Opponent currently has protection from everything. Ballista, they have 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 mana. Do I want to save this Fleshraker to kill them next turn? Probably do, actually. Okay, I guess I'm playing Cloud Post here and passing the turn. And then I gotta do it all next turn. Opponent's One Ring, activated, up to 8 cards in hand. 8 mana in the pool. Ooh, 10 mana. Am I getting Ulamogged? Mog maxing? Is that a thing? Target player, they're targeting themselves to scry 3 and exile a Fleshraker. Okay, you've got one of my Fleshrakers. And Ballista can... Oh, right, they didn't make dudes, they drew. And they bottomed all 3. Good news. Grim Monolith. Okay. Ballista for 2. You got it. Going after my Fleshraker. Can't stop you. Ooh, the Ballista being gone is nice. Activated abilities. All right, so right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Activate Eye of Ugin while I still can. Get the 4th Fleshraker, and I'm going to try to burn them out here. Fleshraker. Yeah, this is just a pithing needle that looks at your hand. Cool. They're done. That was a stressful one. Opponent mulled to 5 and had a pretty good counter to my open. How do I want to handle this? Do I just want to go beats? If they're a more focused One Ring deck than I am, it could just become Eldrazi, which means Food Chain, Ugin come out, some of the Serum Powders come out, and then I'm just kind of a bad Eldrazi deck. Is a bad Eldrazi deck better than whatever we want to call the Food Chain deck I am normally? I think it might be. And I kind of like having 2 Serum Powders still in there, because I would powder a bad hand. Okay, I'll try this. I didn't see anything that would indicate they're not just like Ballista combo. Okay, I mean, this is an early Disruptor Flute and then Thought-Knot Seer. It's disruptive and applies pressure, which, what else do you want in life? Ancient Tomb. I got one of those too. Okay, Ancient Tomb, you back, pass. And now anything they put on the stack, I can flute. If it's Karn, it's off. If it's... Oh, I did see Eldrazi Temple. Yeah, maybe I should have been able to predict this. Do I want to flute naming One Ring in response? That cuts off one of my best draws. Alright, that's fine. But if they take the flute instead of the Thought Knot, then I can at least push back somehow. Yeah, I may have sideboarded wrong. If they're just Eldrazi mid-range or whatever, it's not necessarily good for me being an Eldrazi deck also, like boarding into the Eldrazi strat. Okay, Cloud Post passed. I'd like to save the Glimmer Post until it's worth the most life I can get out of it. A tower is just a tower. It's not on. Grim Monolith resolves. It's weird to float Eldrazi mana before doing that. Okay, they said that is not what I wanted in the chat. Yeah, I was just commenting on that, actually. I must have clicked on the wrong card. Yeah, okay. Well, there's that one then. All right, well, I suspect they're going to take my Thought Knot Seer, and yeah, and I'm not going to Disruptor Flute in response to this, because now One Ring is my best draw, and that is what I'd name. Okay, Thought Knot Seer, getting my ass. But also made possible because of the play draw. Hey, there's that card that I said was my best draw. Okay, Cloud Post, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is why we don't flute in the blind. If you flute too much in the blind, your hands fall off or something. Okay, well, that was my best draw, but we know my opponent has Karn, which could just turn it off. They could have their own One Ring here and catch right back up. Also, without my combo in my deck now, I have to actually beat these Thought Knot Seers fair and square. I was kind of banking on them being a deck without real creatures in it. Yeah, fucking Karn, there it is. All right. Yeah, that's what I could have named with Flute if I was gonna be in the Matrix and name a card that's in their deck but not in mine. Karn would have been the one. Lattice coming my way next turn. I can make Lattice cost more. I don't think this game's winnable anymore. Yep, alright. I've had enough. I'm not gonna fight through. I'm not gonna spend a turn delaying the Lattice and still losing to Karn and the other thing. Okay, I should probably be comboing. Does that make it more or less? Like, if they have their own Thought Knot Seers, does that mean I want to be comboing or not? Okay, that probably means Mindbreak Chop is just so bad it shouldn't even be considered. Karn Silex, they don't care about this. I mean, they might care about the activation mode, but they don't care about the life payment mode. I don't think I want my Dismembers in. Trinosphere out, Serum Powder back in. Now I'm just all the way committed to the combo, the full switch of where I was a second ago. I'll take it. On the play, hand is terrible. Mulligan. This is turn 2 Flesh Raker. I can keep it. I'll put one of the Scourges to the bottom. Okay, inflicting lots of damage is my plan now. A post followed by a post, another post. That one, unfortunately, doesn't help me right now. Oh, shit. This counts all the posts. My bad. Yeah, I haven't had a Cloud Post mirror in a long time. I might have been able to play that turn better. Yeah, I could have played this post tapped and had my Flesh Raker. Yikes. Well, that's terrifying. And I didn't have a land I could play that wasn't a post. It's not like I could have not ramped them up. That was crazy. That means Eye of Ugin, like drawing that, might have made this game untouchable for them. Yeah, the casual turn 2 Kozilek's command. We love a Cloud Post mirror. A Seiju. Interesting. That's actually sick. Okay, how do I do this? This is worth 3. I can make it worth 4. If I cast Flesh Raker, I'll have 1 floating. I have to filter that 1 into green. Okay, it doesn't work is the answer. Yeah, Beseiju, your Cloud Post. That makes my post worse, but it also takes 4 mana off your board. Do you even have a basic? You do not. Cool. Alright, I hope that was good enough. Splash color coming in. Replacement post. Grim Monolith. Reality Smasher, okay. I have access to 9 mana right now, and that number is fudgeable because of Glaring Flesh Raker. If I spend 3 on Flesh Raker, I'll have 1 floating. 8. So go down to 5, and go down to 3, make a spawn. That's 4 or 5. All right, I can cast my whole hand here. Wait, nope, I miscounted. Damn it. Did I miscount? Down to 2, up to 4 or 5. I did. All right, I'll just cast Reality Smasher then and see if I can make this about something different. Smasher is bigger than Thought-Knot Seer. It hits Karn in its stupid face. Opponent's been tapping Ancient Tomb every turn of the game. 8 mana, 10 mana. You do have Ulamog. Fucked up. I don't think I should be Kozilek's commanding in response. I could have dealt 2 damage to my opponent, but they're not at 2, they're at 7. Urza's Tower, alright. Ulamog can hit me twice before it's really a problem. I could also just exile Ulamog and see that many cards. Yeah, that sounds right. 10, 11, 12, 13. Exile target creature with mana value X or less. Target player scries X, draws a card. X equals 11. Look at all these magic cards. Okay. Food Chain Fleshraker is available to me. That's probably just the line, right? Okay. Bottom, all the lands. And I'm going to go top, 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 which puts Food Chain in my hand and Fleshraker under it. The opponent has to, I mean, Thought-Knot Seer taking Food Chain slows me down, but I put Fleshraker on top where I can at least continue to apply pressure through that. Opponent has 7 mana over there. Oh, now it's more. And more life to play with. And Glimmer Post also counts my post. Oi, oi, oi. There's no way there's 2 Ulamogs in this deck. And this could just be Karn plus Lattice, GG. Right, it's command for 8, making 8 spawns, looking at 8 cards. The One Ring does waste my turn, because I win with damage through Food Chain. I can pass with infinite mana in play. Like, I play Food Chain, play Scourge, play Fleshraker, cast Scourge infinite times, the damage is fizzled, but I have all the spawns. 1 top, 7 bottom. Alright, what was that one on top? How good is it? Not the One Ring, not the One Ring, not the One Ring. Thought-Knot Seer. That's bad too. I couldn't play around this with my sequence, because you only get the 2 cards. I couldn't have hid this on top and then dug into it somehow next turn. That's not how anything works. Hopefully opponent just misclicks and takes Eternal Scourge. They did not misclick and take Eternal Scourge. Bad news, everyone. One Ring was also in the hand. Perfect. Yeah. You got a little more going on than I do at this point. Do I even play a card here? I mean, Thought-Knot Seer is bad. Alright. Well, I'll show you how you were so dead. But not actually dead, because 2 different cards in your hand make you not dead. Okay, there's my cards. Pass. One Ring is the top card of my deck, and One Ring is also the second bottom card, or second top of my deck. If they have Karn, I am literally dead, because they can Lattice me right now, and there's no interaction. Plus Karn turns off my top deck. I know it's not fair to complain, because the card is also in my deck, but my opponent had 2 Kozilek's commands, and I only had 1, and that's the difference in this game. And while building this deck, of course, I had to put the Eldrazi stuff in and the Food Chain stuff in. And we're basically seeing what happens when you pair into exactly your same deck who's not distracted by a meme and just gets to play the good cards. Like, Karn is a way better card than Food Chain is. And not only is Karn a self-contained combo because it can get the Lattice, and you don't have to worry about having Fleshraker and Eternal Scourge as well, but the Karn means you get to cut all the Food Chains from the deck and all the Eternal Scourges, so playing 4 Karns actually opens up 8 slots in your deck and makes your combo better. But we know we're being silly here. We're not trying to break the metagame, but it is a stark reminder when you queue into exactly the thing. All right, I'm good. On to the next round.
The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here.
I'm on the draw in round 3. My hand is pretty bad, and I have a powder. Yeah, I'll get rid of it. Powder it. Now I could powder again, which pitches the Ugin. That's two of my planar Nexies gone. This is this one is big mana. This is turn one flute or turn two ring, or and turn two ring with the Ancient Doom. I'm actually going to keep this one. It didn't powder into the combo the way I would hope, but it does do the big mana thing, which is my job. Oh, good, Nethergoyf. Nethergoyf is spooky. Food chain. We're getting closer. I could just Disruptor Flute right now, naming Wasteland. I'm going to do that. Okay. That shield is up, and maybe this Ugin can save me, though. If it was the other Ugin, I'd be much more comfortable. Sometimes you're just clicking in Moxfield and you click on the wrong card with a similar name. Happens to the best of us, and also me. Well, there's an answer to Nethergoyf. I could also just play Serum Powder this turn. That gets me to 7 mana next turn. Yeah, I'll do the mana build out with Ugin in my hand. Just having more mana could be the difference here. And if opponent couldn't do better than 1-2 on this Nethergoyf, that makes me feel like they have Bowmaster or something and not spells to cast. Hey, look, that's that guy. I am under a lot of pressure. Brainstorm. Brainstorm did not find a fetch land. Ooh, Moonshadow. All right. Thoughtseize after Moonshadow. Okay. Kozilek's Command and Ugin are both reasonable cards to be worried about here. Last weekend, I played a Legacy tournament in paper, and I played the Allurin Tell deck, the Allurin Omnishow deck, and I played against Mono Black Moonshadow, and game one, my opponent was on the play, had a turn one Moonshadow, and I had a turn two Emrakul, and I lost the damage race. And then game two, I had a turn one Atraxa, and lost the damage race. I got 2-0'd when I played a total of 3 turns putting in Atraxa and Emrakul. It's pretty impressed. Planar Nexus draw. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play the food chain. Opponent took the card I could cast this turn, which makes sense. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I will not be able to cast Ugin off of Ancient Tombs next turn. And if Moonshadow gets a few points bigger right now, I'm out of luck anyway. Cycling Architects of Will. That makes Nethergoyf heckin' huge and buffs the Moonshadow. That is some technology. This card sucks if you don't have Moonshadow in play, but hell yeah. Power to you. It's definitely going to win this game. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is Xaxes. Cool. Alrighty. I'm against a fast aggro deck. I want my Dismembers and my Smashers. Loot naming Wasteland does seem important. Karn Silex seems huge here. Trinisphere seems huge. Maybe I just cut the powders and just have all the good cards in my deck and use mulligans like normal. Maybe I don't have room for all the Smashers. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Silex seems great in this matchup. Being able to block it all seems great in the matchup. We got That's a Strange Brew over there in the chat. It sure is. On the play for game 2, this hand just doesn't have mana. Mulligan. Alright, here we go. I'll keep this, and I think I bottom Boseiju, and I just turn 1, turn off Wasteland, and hope this holds. The Wasteland is off. You gotta beat me with your cards, which you have shown me you can do. Nethergoyf. Alright, well, son of a biscuit. The double Ancient Tomb damage output here, I think, is unacceptable. When I can do the same thing if I wait a turn with Cloud Post. Moonshadow. Moonshadow. Oh, yeah. Alright, yep. Opponent is missed a damage by leading on that one, and I drew one of the most important cards I could draw. Okay. This I can play around Daze, and then it also wraths the board. And if you have Force of Will, then I'll follow up with One Ring next turn, I guess. Daze, I will pay. And that buys them a turn of attacking. Do they have double Daze to actually clear it? Do. Alright. Well, I would prefer to have killed all my opponent's creatures, but setting them back 2 lands is pretty good. Fetch land worth 2 damage here. Or worth 3 damage here, because it also buffs Goyf. Undercity Sewers. Kept the card. Alright. That's scary. I'm at 10. You have to go for a 1 ring here. We know 2 of the 4 cards in their hand right now are Underground Sea. Where's his tower? Is playing out this Fleshraker now useful to me in any way? Oh yeah, because I'm under One Ring protection, I don't take damage from Ancient Doom. It's actually a huge deal to play it right now. There's one of the Seas we knew about. Orcish Bowmaster is on now. Ooh. Alright, well. Send it, baby. Please don't have Bowmaster. We got around it. Okay. Glimmer Post gains me a bunch of life. Karn Silex, I think, will flush out interaction if they have it. A Force Pitching Harbinger of the Seas. That's a good card to know about. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fresh One Ring. I'll keep the new one. Draw a card. Trinisphere. There we go. We're gaming. We're doing something here. We know they do have the third land in hand, though. Can at least cast some spells through Trinisphere. Through Forest. So if I hit the Scourge here, we actually have it. Ugh, of course not. Okay. Now I'm set to take trillions of damage next turn. Planar Nexus, 1, 2, 3. Cycle that into Food Chain. Is this worth a Force of Will? Okay. Alright, well, I have spawns that can absorb a bunch of this damage, and I have a One Ring going. I gotta just find a Scourge, and we're in there. Something's happening in the end step. Brazen Borrower as a creature. Okay. Just going for that damage. Finding the points. Okay, I'm gonna block Nethergoyf and Moonshadow. I take 5 over here. It could be 6 from the fetch, and then more if they like surveil something away. Just got a basic swamp. I'll take that. Okay. I go to 3 from the One Ring, and then I draw a million cards and see if I win. Alright, deck, please. Reality Smasher, fuck off. Alright. Yeah, that was just a full whiff on a draw million. Literally million. Alright. Unlucky, but okay. Steady pressure over there from the opponent. I am just a few damage short. And there's nothing left for me to do. Except die. GG's. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play in round 4. I do have a powder that pitches a Scourge, but I also have turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer. Does that do anything? Alright, I'm gonna powder in service of playing the deck as intended. Okay. I'll keep this. I still have a turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer, but now I also have a Scourge in exile. 1/3 of the way to my combo. Or 2/3, I got the Fleshraker. Temple Pass is all I can do. Wasteland, alright. My hand can absorb one of those. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Food Chain has arrived. Oh, it's Eldrazi. It is the mirror where I have a combo and they don't. Ancient Tomb, alright, well. Thought-Knot Seer. Get in there. Let's break up whatever might be coming my way. Thought-Knot Seer of your own. I'll take it. Opponent's got Kozilek's Command, Wastegate, Battle Mage, Fleshraker over there. I believe I have the win next turn. If they just like play Fleshraker here and pass. Alright, Fleshraker. And okay, Planar Nexus. I have 3 mana. Or I'm a colorless short, aren't I? Yeah, because I have to filter one of these into here and then use a real mana to play Food Chain. Okay. That's fine. I'll set up a One Ring. Buy myself a turn where I will not be disrupted. And then win next turn. And if they use Wastegate Battle Mage right now to exile One Ring, which is actually a really good play, that makes a lot of sense. That taps out a Kozilek's Command and gives me what I need to do. Second Raker. And they have exactly enough mana to make what appears to be a very good play, but will, in reality, end their life. Battle Mage exiles the ring, make a bunch of spawns, so they can command for 0, which deals 2 damage to me, and could exile a 0-drop, but that doesn't stop what I'm doing. Okay. Does it matter which land I play? I don't think so. Glimmer Post, gain a life. 1/2, filter a green, food chain, exile Thought Not Seer. You get to draw a card. Colorless mana in the pool. Flesh Raker. And we're off. Okay, I'm at exactly 16. So Kozilek's Command, you cast it, you get 2 spawns, each deal 2 damage. If they're all 4 of their cards in hand, or if between their hand and the top cards of their deck, they have all 4 Kozilek's commands, they can actually burn me out over the top of my combo right now. Right, here it comes. Modes are target player scries 0, draws 1 card, and makes 0 spawns, which is actually 2 spawns. 1 down. Please don't have all 3 of the other ones. There's number 2. Honestly, if my opponent has all 4 Kozilek's commands here, that would be the end of the meme of they always have another Kozilek's command. That would shut it down. Life would end as we know it. Okay, cool. They didn't have it and I did. Okay, I'm playing against regular ass Eldrazi. I probably want my Dismembers in, my Ugin out. Trinisphere does very little. That buys me a Disruptor Flute, I guess. I'm not going to try to meet the dedicated Eldrazi deck in the Eldrazi game. I do want to combo them out. Karn Silex turns off Dismember for both of us. Yeah, the slow Wrath versus another Flute. What do I actually think is useful here? Flute on Wasteland lets me go bigger than them. Okay, yeah, Wasteland is a tool they have that I don't. My hand does not do anything. I'm going to mulligan it. This hand has the big mana and Food Chain. I guess I will keep this and bottom Disruptor Flute. I don't like putting a spell to the bottom, but I'd be naming Wasteland, and I can't Flute until after they've had the opportunity to Wasteland me at least once. And if I lead on Tower, I can absorb Wasteland. Herald, Flesh Raker. Alright, that's a guy. 2/3 of my combo present. Getting Wastelanded. Second Herald. Now their 7 drops cost 5. Okay, I drew the Dismember that I was bluffing last turn. We'll see if that matters. That's not a Wasteland. It's crazy that Dismember doesn't actually kill Thought Not Seer with double Herald in play. I think for that reason I should Dismember one of these. Like, it's going to deal 6 to me in the next 2 turns, actually more. That was immediately worth all 4 life I spent because this was hitting me for 3 and it was buffing this one. And with that in play, Dismember wouldn't have killed a follow-up. Anyway, 2 cards left in hand, life total diminishing quickly. Those 2 cards in hand. Well, I have my whole combo. It's all here. See your thoughts. Hopefully see like a Kozilek's command that I could take in a land that doesn't matter. And then we're stable and can figure this out. Sacked Lotus Petal in response. That doesn't cast Kozilek's command. I regret to inform you. Still trying. The Lotus Petal's come in out of the graveyard multiple times. Yeah, Kozilek's command in a land. We called it. Alright, Cavern of Souls is the hand. I'm currently ahead in this game by a lot. A bigger threat could change that. A removal spell could change that. Hopefully they just draw a land for the next 2 turns. No, don't tap mana. I'll use your Dismember, you sicko. Alright. Well, now I lose. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this can hit me for 6 over the next 2 turns. Oh, and the draw of Thought Not Seer was also a card. Jesus Christ. Alright. Alright! Settle down! I get it. Your deck's more focused than mine. You don't have to brag about it. Okay. I still don't believe in Trinisphere. I think this is still the deck I could submit. I just need my opponent to get less insanely lucky. This hand is resilient to Wasteland, but bad against everything else. I have to mulligan it. This one is also bad against everything. Going to 5. Oh, come on. No powders anywhere. We're at 4. I probably just have to stop. I can't imagine a 3-card hand being any good. Okay. I've kept the lands and the One Ring, which are the cards I believe might be able to win this game on their own. And it sucks to mulligan in this matchup that hard. I feel like this is one where it's actually kind of fun. Who's just racing to the end versus who is trying to get something together. This is where I get my thoughts knotted, and then my hand doesn't do anything. Yep. All right, Flush Raker, get in there. I think my cards are better off in play than in my hand. I'm saving the Glimmer Post for last, so it gains the most life when I play it. It's cool that we've gotten to pair into both the more focused post deck and the more focused Eldrazi deck when I'm trying to do a combo-centric Eldrazi post deck. I thought not misses. Karn Silex, I was just going to say that is kind of hilariously one of my best cards here because I do have the 4 mana to blow up these Thought-Knot Seers, which would then each draw me a card. And this is a one of, I boarded one of them out. Lotus Petal, Lotus Petal. Opponent must be doing something big this turn because those petals are just going to die unless I'm going to lose right now. Oh yeah, Disruptor Flute, that'll do. That works. Bummer. You think you've drawn the best card that you could have, but your opponent also has the correct counterplay. That's magic for you. All right, you got me. On to the final round.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables. In this YouTube series, hosts Patrick Sullivan and Patrick Chapin go set by set through Magic's past, leveraging their decades of experience as Pro Tour players and game designers to analyze the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a deep dive into the facts, mechanics, cycles, trivia, decks of the time, and historical context of the set. The hosts dig into notable cards of the era and their lasting impact today. Each set gets an award show where the hosts pick their favorite cards for categories such as Best, Worst, and Weirdest. And finally, give a letter grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/TheResleevables.
I'm on the play in the final round. I'm going to keep. This is a turn 2 Karn Silence versus a Yorion strat. Most Yorion decks do contain Wasteland, but I kind of like going big mana against them. Post pass, opponent's on 6. Unfortunately, even though I had double Nexus, the Cloud Post is one that comes in tapped. If I had Tower, I would have let on one of my redundant Nexies. A fetch land strategy. Karn Silex, let's get it done. 1, 2, 3, bang. And they can obviously fetch in response, but I hope that their hand is just a bunch of fetch lands. Force of Negation, pitching Atraxa. Okay, so this is some kind of big Zenith Natural Order green Yorion deck. Unless it's one of these meme combo messes. I've occasionally here and there seen decks that are like, oops, all spells, Reanimator, Eldrazi, Yorion, LOL, whatever. Probably more likely some kind of mid-sized beanstalk deck, though. Ooh. All right, well, I'm going to check their hand with Thought-Knot Seer before I start playing my real bangers. Overlords, various Overlords, okay. This one is a 5/3 flying. When it enters or attacks, draw 2, discard. This one they cannot, or they can cast. This is the one that makes a land. I think I'm much more interested in taking the one that draws cards. Yeah, they have access to both. All right. Okay. Opponent's vibing. I appreciate it. In the 1/3 bracket, queuing into someone having some fun. Yeah, this makes a, what is the land called? Everywhere. It's an everywhere token that is every basic land type. Or the Resilex. I've got 10 mana here. I think I want to Silex first, because that makes sure that my other stuff resolves. And I'm going to go for the One Ring, because this one will do more the longer it's in play, and it's possible my opponent's hand right now is just 2 lands. But if they do something like buy Yorion next turn, then I know that Thought-Knot Seer will have a hit. Ooh, fetch land doesn't work. Got him. Got him. Pew, 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 pew. Yorion in hand. Just like we drew it up. Finally, a game plan. A coherent game plan coming together. But I've been in the spot before where the One Ring draws 10 cards and none of them are good. I hope that we're not here again. Thought-Knot Seer. I'll take the Yorion. We've got Forest, Underground Sea in hand. And yeah, I mean, Ugin just donking homies here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I actually do need to play the Ancient Tomb. Bang, Ugin. Not the one I meant to play, but it's just fine here. All right, opponent is dead on board. Gotta rip something good right now. and it has to beat Karn Silex and the One Ring. Nice. Okay, we found a potentially clunkier, wonkier deck than my own. I like the Smashers. I don't think I want the Flutes. And I can cut one Serum Powder. I just want to go higher density of bangers here. Let's play. I love that I packed my sideboard full of the most potent combo hate imaginable and played against 0 combo decks. That's magic. If I could see the future and know what all my opponents were playing, I think my decks would be better on average. Do we think that's a fair assessment? I'm going to powder this hand. It kind of stinks and it has double Scourge. Bang. We'll draw 2 cards. Hell yeah. All right. I will keep this one. This 9-card hand. This is turn 2, Thought Knot, and then a lot of upside. I have the green mana if I find a food chain. I have lots of mana if I find any other payoff. This is like turn 2 Thought Knot, turn 3 Smasher. If I find one of those, opponent mull to 6. And I could just start casting Eternal Scourges as 3/3s. Opponent seems to have a 1 mana play. Birds of Paradise, a nice one. Another Eternal Scourge. You can never have too many of those. Devoted Druid. Oh, we're doing this too. Am I dead? Oh, this is this the deck I played recently? The Bright Glass Gearhulk deck? Well, let's have a look at that hand. We know it's all spells because they just missed a land drop. Okay, force blue card. If the last 2 cards in the hand are Swift Reconfiguration and Green Sun Zenith, where you might be dead here, I'm excited now. A land. That was what was drawn this turn. Oh, this is not... No, this is not my build of the deck, obviously, because they had a bunch of Overlords in their deck game 1. Okay, never mind. How soon we forget. Something's happening. Devoted Druid on the Farron Square. This is 5 mana. Yeah, they just cast one of the Overlords in body mode. Zenith for 4. Okay, this might be setting up Gearhulk to... Hell yeah. Swift Recon me next turn. This can get Swift Reconfiguration and Walking Ballista. There they are. Okay. If I draw a green source that is not Boseiju, I have Boseiju, but that also doesn't matter. Yeah, that doesn't even matter. Okay. So, yeah, you can make infinite mana in response. All right. I guess I just lose. But I will hope my opponent messes up, I guess. The problem here is I'm not even really beating up Bright Glass Gearhulk. Yeah, there's no tricks here, like responding to an untap by destroying Swift Reconfiguration, because they could just do that again in response. And there's no Bosejuing the Walking Ballista. The thing they have to think about now are Kozilek's Command and Dismember. If they try to do this at instant speed, I can punish it. But I'm not in great shape if they just go for it. Yeah, dance around with the Gearhulk a little longer. That's what I need. Just try to be too clever. Shit. They didn't fall for it. All right. I will make the play that I have, even though it doesn't win me the game. And I'll hope my opponent messes up and doesn't realize they can just make infinite mana in response. All right, they figured it out. Okay, got me. All right, well, now Dismember's coming in, now that I know that's going on. Disruptor Flute's also quite good against that. Am I at the point where Powder's not good enough? That was a pretty sweet Powder game, and it still was not good enough. Yeah, I like Trinisphere, I like those other things. How do I get another Disruptor Flute in here? Maybe I cut Ugin. Ugin's my catch-up if they do get a kind of wide board on me. But I'm going to try for that not to happen. I also have Food Chain to go infinite, so there's another route against that. Okay, now I have 8 answers instead of 4 in my deck for that combo. I love the spells in my hand. I don't like the mana. I'm going to mulligan this. Just way too slow. I like the mana in my hand, but hate the spells. I guess we're going to 5. All right, I got to stop. Okay, keep and put... Got to get rid of 2 of these. It's probably Yavimaya and... Is it Trinisphere? Yeah, probably Yavimaya and Trinisphere. Okay. I'll play the tower, because that one gives me the high roll to play Karn Silex next turn if I draw Nexus. Birds of Paradise. Okay, I guess I'm just playing Fleshraker here, and I could lose right now. If they have Swift Reconfiguration, Land, Druid, Swift Recon, Payoff, Brainstorm. That's great for me. Fetch land. I just realized looking at Karn Silex right now that like 2 or 3 matches ago, when I cast Card Silex with a mana floating into that board full of Moon Shadows, I was talking like I could use it right away, which was not the case. It got countered anyway, but I did briefly forget. Everyone who made a comment about that, you were right. Okay, I'm gonna go Silex first. Force, use it or lose it, pitching Overlord of the Flood Pits. Flood them pits. Okay, I hope I don't die right now because I do have Disruptor Flute available. And last turn they played 2 Brainstorms. The second one was unable to shuffle. A Bright Glass Gearhulk. This can tutor all manner of things, and it's also just bigger than most of what I'm doing. Drawing a land this turn would be nice. All right, they did tutor Recon and Ballista. Drawing a land here would be nice because that means I could smash and Disruptor Flute. Oh, okay. Well, that one works too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thought-Knot Seer with mana up to Disruptor Flute. Let's see what's going on over there. Devoted Druid. Enigmatic Incarnation. Heck yes. That's the good shit. I think what I want to do here is take... Do I take Overlord? As I can respond to Swift Recon with Flute at any point and turn off this Devoted Druid. Walking Ballista is kind of a reasonable game object just on its own. Walking Ballista beats my Reality Smasher. That's annoying. Oh, but I can Flute the Ballista. I'm going to take Overlord, actually, and pass the turn. As long as I leave up mana, I'm okay here. And I do want them to cast the Swift Reconfiguration because this doubles as removal. Like, they could just put this on my Thought-Knot Seer, and it has Crew 5. Druid's in. Druid will still tap for mana. Flute doesn't stop that, but it does stop it from untapping. Okay, they're going for it. Disruptor Flute in response. Did you top deck Force of Will? Couldn't take you off 2 blue cards. A Disruptor Flute naming Devoted Druid. This card is still Devoted Druid, even if it is a vehicle. It taps for 1, but does not untap. Just running out the Blister for 1 here is pretty frustrating, because that means their first strike creature is better than my 5/5, but they don't know I have a 5/5, so we'll see if they attack with Bright Glass. Nope. Alright. Well, we're out here. Kozilek's Command. Alright. You know what's more frustrating than anything? An opponent who draws Kozilek's Command literally ever. Okay. Kozilek's Command. I think I want to take out Ballista, because they have enough mana to ratchet this up. If it kills Fleshraker, then I don't really know how I'm playing the game anymore. This Enigmatic Incarnation can flip Swift Recon into a 2-drop next turn. Do I draw and scry or make Fellas? I guess is the question. I think I want to draw and scry. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to scry 2, because if I find Planar Nexus, I could cast Reality Smasher this turn. Right, scries X draws a card, exile target creature mana value X or less. I'll obviously get pinged on the way out here, but I do need this Ballista to be gone. Opponent's at 11. Dealing 1 to me or killing my spawn is actually kind of interesting here. Like, do you think that 1 damage matters? Versus maybe cutting me off a mana this turn? Oh, Force of Negation. Holy moly. Well, that's bad. Okay. Well, this game just got really hard, actually. Does Ballista ratchet up? I mean, it can't go up 2 points this turn, which is good for me. That means if they want to take out Fleshraker, they have to do it at the cost of their Ballista. Dumped an Overlord, and they're going to put Yorion in hand, who is castable next turn. Okay, this means... Ooh, alright. What does this mean? Fleshraker functionally costs 2, but I do need to get the Smasher smashing. And if they just cast Yorion next turn, flicker the Gearhulk, that's pretty good. I think I should be flesh raking right now. I feel like overtaxing the number of things they can do in a turn is the way to get through this game. Like, Yorion can also flicker out Swift Recon and put it on something else, but I don't care if any of my creatures are vehicles, because the Fleshrakers still do their thing. Bright Glass Gearhulk can't get, like, Solitude or anything like that. Yorion is a lot of stats on the board, though. I have to burn them out here. Might as well get in with that one. I'm not going to block. I want my mana. And here comes Yorion. We're definitely going to see Gearhulk flicker. Whether they move the Swift Recon around will be pretty interesting. Because if they move Recon... Okay, they exiled the Druid as well. Alright, so they can move Recon onto one of my things, which mostly doesn't matter, because Disruptor Flute is on Devoted Druid, not on Swift Reconfiguration or whatever. Okay, turned Thought Knot into a vehicle. 2 more Recons. Alright, makes sense. They turn all my potential blockers into vehicles, though I can make a lot of blockers with the spawns. I just need colorless spells to cast. That's my way out of this game. That's not a colorless spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play Smasher. This is a bunch of damage. Is this 6 damage? Is that how Double Flesh Raker works when you cast a colorless spell? Alright. Opponents at 3. They can ratchet up Ballista next turn and take out one of my Rakers, which makes it a lot harder for me to win. They could even Swift Recon the Ballista, so they could ratchet it up to 2, kill a Flesh Raker, and it doesn't die. That's weird. Okay, I am passing my turn. Out of spells to cast. 1 spell there would have won the game, but it's fine. We've got a battle going. Or I'm just dead. Yeah, good rip. Yeah, that takes out the flute, and now I lose instead. Yeah, I mean, big mana decks flood out sometimes. I needed literally 1 spell this game. Almost any spell in my deck does it. GG. The Ballista now finishes me off. A showdown of the ages. Okay, this deck obviously struggled a little bit, to the surprise of no one, because I took a tier 3 combo deck and put it into a tier 2 ramp deck, and tried to give it also some game plan of a tier 1 aggro deck all over the map. But we did kind of do the thing that was the prompt for the league, which is Serum Powder leaves Eternal Scourge in your hand while digging for your combo. That did come up a couple different times. You could also go even further into the green post territory. 93 sent me this with the instruction of the deck should be able to play kind of a normal Eldrazi game if it's not comboing. So I had to keep some density of regular Eldrazi in, but you could go all the way into like straight up 12 post, green 12 post territory, no Thought Knot Seers. You could still have Eternal Scourge and Serum Powder if you want, but then you have crop rotations to find Ayavuga, and they could get like a 1 of Emrakul to cast off of a food chain rather than having to play Flesh Rakers. Or you could have 1 Emrakul, 1 Flesh Raker, either of which could be gotten off an Ayavuga, which can be gotten off crop rotation, but that's a completely different build of the deck. I think for what this was trying to do, it was a pretty noble attempt. 93, I hope this scratched your itch. Everyone, I hope you had fun. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon to support the channel. I'll see you next time.